Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 40 of the Showbound podcast, presented by Axel Watches. I'm your host, Michael Raskin, here alongside San Jose Sharks prospect Ethan Cardwell. And Cards, 40 episodes for the two of us here. How are you doing, man?
Bro, you just said that, and I was like, pardon? Like, that's a long time, bro. And we do one a week, so 40 weeks of doing this. We're legit 3 months away from – we're 9 months right on now.
It's almost our anniversary, man. You
May
gonna
have
take
to
me
go
out for dinner?
I'll take you out for a special dinner at the CAG. But yeah, no, man, I'm good. Like, and I'm actually just gonna throw it out there because the time that we did an episode really early in the morning, we mentioned it, and tonight it's actually 12:30 our time AM. So like it's
now.
Yeah, it's Tuesday now. But just grinding to get epis out there for the fans. So like whatever it takes to create good content. And this week is exceptional. I don't know if you wanted to mention our guest this quickly, but I kind of did already. We got Cole Sillinger on the pod, and you can kind of talk about it.
We'll tee it up. I mean, 12th overall pick to the Columbus Blue Jackets this last draft. It was just a good interview that we'll get to soon. We didn't really know him. Usually, like, the guests are we're friends with him or whatever, but this was he's friends with Perfetti. Obviously, everyone knows him on our show, but we just like hit it off, man. Great conversation, sick guy, super nice. It was funny, and we got into some funny stuff towards the end. I don't want to spoil anything, but just I'm very happy with this interview, and I think all you guys are gonna love it.
Yeah, no, he's a great dude for sure, and yeah, super happy to have him on, and yeah, great time, and potentially have him on down the road once he's an NHL star, which there's no doubt he's on that path right now.
Oh, yeah.
But what have you been up to, bro?
I just got off the ice, as you know, and I'm making a comeback, so I'm pretty good. I just beat a guy in a couple battle drills who's committed to Penn State. Not going to say his name because he might get decommitted after I say that, but I'm not. I'm just getting on the ice for some workouts and stuff, but it's good to be out there. Other than that, I mean, I got a busy week. I'm heading back to Barrie, the old stomping grounds, with my buddy on Thursday to watch his baseball game and go out after and see some of my Barrie friends. So it'll be good. Also, we're gonna be in Barrie, you'll be in Barrie, but I'm gonna be in Barrie doing some live episodes with Cardsy throughout the season and stuff. So that's something for everyone to look forward to. But I mean, you're headed off to San Jose soon. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, dude, I've just been kind of trying to figure out everything, like with COVID tests and just figuring out what I got to situate. I fly out like really early Sunday morning, so got to get my COVID test on like Friday or Saturday to make sure the results coincide and like I'm good to go. But man, I'm pumped. Like, it's summertime here, but like just down there in the weather and everything like that, just kind of like get familiar with the area for the first time. Just meet some of the guys would be really cool too. I know a few guys going, so that's a little bit of a comfortability thing. Like,
former guest on the show, Brandon Coe.
Yeah, we had Cozy on before, so I'll be hanging out with Cozy probably a little bit. He'll be showing me around as he played in the A there this year. So it's nice to have guys like that around. But no, I'll be able to report more next week. We'll just have to figure out a time. Like, I don't know how
we'll figure it out. Hey, if we made Sweden work, we're gonna make San Jose work.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be a big deal. I just hope I'm not too busy. Always got time for our fans to create good content. So, I mean, you got to make it happen.
I'll adapt, man. You know me, like whatever you say, like we'll make it work. I can be more flexible, but it'll be good. And we'll get some more future Shark guests on the show. You'll meet there. And also another cool thing I'm doing this week, I actually forgot. Friday, going to the Rogers Cup, or now it's called the National Bank Open or whatever, the tennis tournament. So for any tennis fan, I'm a big tennis fan. People don't really know that. I'm fired up to see some good tennis. That's the quarterfinal day. So maybe see Nadal play and Shapovalov and some good players. So I go every year. It's such a fun tournament, man, because you get like a day pass. It's not like you buy a Jays tickets, you sit in a seat and then you leave. You have a day pass. You can go to any game. There's like 12 courts. You can walk around and do whatever. And then there's things to do on, like, you're outside walking around on the grounds. There's like, it's just really fun, man. So definitely, I recommend it.
That's pretty high end. Are you going with anyone or just you?
Yeah, I'm going with my buddy who's like a sick tennis player. He's a D1 tennis player. We always go every year together. We don't see each other because he lives in the States, but we always go to the Rogers Cup every year together. It's the only time I see him all year. So it's always a fun time.
That'll be fun. That'll be a really good time, actually. And one thing I was gonna tell you too, actually, want to hear a really funny story that happened last night. Absolutely. So as you know, like I didn't train like with my trainer for like a week when I was in North Carolina, kind of just worked out at the gym there and stuff. And then after the draft, like celebrated with family and friends, had a good time there. So then after that was over, it's like, okay, back in the gym, you got 2.5 weeks until development camp. So I've been like working out really hard, like the body's been aching, stuff like that, skating a lot more than usual. So I try to get some at-home reps. And as everyone knows, like we talked about it, like I would work out a ton here at home during COVID. So I still have all the setup down here. So I come down and use it quite frequently still just to get extra reps and stuff. So it's probably like 11:30 last night. And I was just watching TV and, you know, like I'm like, oh, my arms feel a little bit like small right now. So I'm going to do a quick arm pump. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I'm getting on the bench, like I'm just doing some curls and stuff. And then I hop on the bench. I'm like, okay, like I just start pumping some reps with some lower weight. And then I put on some higher weight and like I bench pretty well, you know that. And like, I'm doing it. So I'm pretty confident in myself, but like it's late at night. Like I've been working out and skating all day. So then I get for my like 15th rep or 14th rep on the one and I have it all the way up and I'm like, oh, no way. So then next thing you know, it just drops on my chest. I'm like, so I'm like choking in air. And then I just like, I know my dad's sound asleep. So like, I'm not even going to yell dad. So I just scream, mom. And she comes wheeling down. She's like, what is going on down here? What are you doing? Why is there that much weight on the bar right now? This is embarrassing. Like, what are you doing? It's a Monday night or it's a Tuesday night. And you have this much, it's a Sunday night, sorry. And you have this much weight on the bar. It's 11:30. We're trying to sleep. So then we eventually get it off. And she's like, you're a clown. You're not doing. And then she put a cap on the weight that I can do when I'm rocking it solo down here, or just try not to go for a PR amount of reps. So a bit of a ridiculous story there.
That's so funny. That's never happened to me, thankfully. And thankfully you weren't hurt too, because that's a dangerous situation. One funny thing that just reminded me of, like a funny thing that came to mind. One time I was in the gym alone, or there was one other guy. I was in like the gym at my apartment, and I was squatting like a lot more than I should have been, and I didn't have the clips on the side because when I squat, I don't do it. But this was higher weights. So I guess because I was like struggling a little, I was off balance. And the one slid, they just completely slid off the side. And the next thing you know, I'm shifting the other way because like there's no more weights on the other side. This guy's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, that's so embarrassing. Like, he told me to my face, like, that was so embarrassing. I was like, yeah, just a couple tough gym stories for us.
Yeah, the guy just lights you up. Hey, buddy, that's embarrassing. Yeah, don't worry. I didn't know that already. Thanks for telling me, pal.
Yeah, but it actually made it a little better because if he didn't say anything, and just like you can't just pretend not to see that type of thing. But I'm actually happier that he came up and said something. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, anything else we want to say kind of before? I mean, we can mention a couple like hockey things maybe. I mean, what's going on in hockey right now? Is there anything notable that we want to talk about? We're kind of just going off the cuff, by the way, for the listeners. We're just chilling, just kicking it.
Those jerseys you mentioned to me before the episode.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, I wanted to talk about. Okay, I'll bring it up. So, and actually, this might boost your sales here. So, I guess Bar Down and the OHL collabed on some merch throughout this offseason, and one of the things they're doing, which is really cool, is like custom jersey shirts. You get the whatever team you want and whatever name and number on the back. So we got a DM from a listener who we appreciate because he's always DMing and commenting and stuff. I won't say his name, but just an awesome guy. He's like, I'm going to buy a Barry Colts custom Cardwell with number 11 on it for myself and for my girlfriend. I'm going to get too, which is sick. And then I was like thinking Cards is probably going to get a good chunk of, you might lead the league in shirt sales, actually. Not to sound cocky, but I mean, you're pretty out there in terms like you have the podcast. No one else is really doing this as far as I know, right?
No, like I got the pod. I'm doing Kubota too, gardening. So quick,
Kubota, the glove sales are gonna be through the roof.
yeah, quick shout out to Kubota too. But yeah, no, like I actually like people say that a lot. Like, um, I guess I'm an older guy now, as crazy as it
You're a vet.
sounds. I'm a veteran. Just like we mentioned with Silly later. But yeah, no, I'd love to see the Cardwell shirts in the crowd. I know Rask will have one on, so that kind of.
I was gonna buy one, and then I was like, do I really want this? I'm gonna buy. I'm gonna buy one. It's, the thing is, I'm buying a Cardwell San Jose jersey. That is something I'm buying, and it is gonna be in my setup. And you're gonna sign it for me, eh?
Yeah, 100%, bro. And we'll make that happen for sure. But you know what I want from you? I want you to get the shirt and then wear it on every date you go on. So like you pick up a girl to go on a date, you got a Cardwell Barry jersey on.
Just a super fan.
Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be funny. Yeah, I'm gonna get the jersey, and I'm actually pumped for that. I actually like the San Jose jerseys a lot.
Bro,
the colors are kind of sick.
Sick colors too. I love the color scheme.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, buy your Cardwell Barry shirt jerseys, whatever you call them. People call them jerseys, but I think that sounds stupid.
Jersey Shore.
Jersey Shore. Do you like that word though? Jerseys? Like, does that sound? I hate it. It sounds gross to me.
It doesn't sound normal. It's a jersey.
Yeah.
Jersey.
Okay, so we're in agreement that it sounds kind of dumb.
Yeah. Okay. This episode is brought to you by Jerseys. Everyone go get your jersey.
Oh yeah, but no, we'll see the Cardwell. I'm excited actually because I was thinking about it now that we're getting closer to the OHL season. I mean, I won't be with you throughout, like traveling like we were together last year, but I'll be there a good amount and I'll see you a bunch. But I'm really excited for the Showbound fans, not just the Colts fans, but the Showbound fans to come support you. And I actually want, if you're a Showbound fan going to OHL games, go see Cardsy and tell him you love the podcast. Like, how sick would it be if you're getting podcast fans and Cardwell fans coming and say hi after the games and stuff?
Yeah, it'd be nasty, bro. Like any fan who's there, like obviously, like I'm a huge man of the people. Like I love doing stuff with the fans. I'm not sure what COVID's gonna be like this year and what the season's gonna be like. But if you're at the game and you're a Showbound fan, like come say hi. Like anything you need, like I'll be able to get it for you. Like I'll do my best. But yeah, no, I'm just like, I love the pod. And like, I see like we said, like I see random people who are like coming up to me about the pod. So like, that would be so special to have during a game. Like you come there, watch the game, enjoy yourself, and then let me know. And I hopefully I can make some things happen for you, you know?
Yeah. Maybe bring them to the room, maybe sign something, but, maybe send a DM to the Showbound. Let us know. Actually, here's something I want to say before we send it to the interview, because we've been going a bit, but, obviously, like we're a decent sized podcast now, but we're not huge. So Cardsy and I see every single comment, every single DM. Like we see all that stuff on the YouTube, on the Insta, on the Twitter. And I'm not a guy who comments on things. Like I consume a lot of content, I guess, but I'm not really a commenter. And I assume a lot of other people are that way. But we see everything, and it means a lot when I read the comments, especially because they're so positive, most of them. If you're not a commenter, maybe this week make your comments. Just let us know what you think. I mean, we love it. We read every single one, every DM, every comment. So maybe say, hey, like I heard you, and first time commenter. So let us know. It means a lot to us, like hearing the support and stuff. And hey, even if it's something negative, like let us know. I don't care.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Constructive criticism too. Like if you guys want something from the pod, just let us know. Like Rask said, we're always checking the socials. So just like hit us up, and like we said, we're men of the people. We'll make it happen for you.
Yeah. So we'll send it over to Cole Sillinger. But before we do, I just want to mention that attention listeners across the galaxy, all the way from Australia to Houston, do we have a pube problem? If so, our friends at Manscaped have you cleared for takeoff with their 4th generation brand new lawnmower 4.0. Kick your pubes to the next planet with the Performance Package 4.0. The orbits in your pants will feel like you're in zero gravity when you use the best tools for the job from the leaders in male grooming. Join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped and get your rocket ready for takeoff by going to manscaped.com for 20% off and free shipping with the code SHOWBOUND. Ready for an out-of-world experience, fellas? Look no further than the Performance Package 4.0 from Manscaped that has just taken off not only in the USA, but Canada, the UK, across Europe, Australia, South Africa, and Singapore. I don't think we have any listeners from Singapore, if I'm being honest, but That's the one. If leave a comment if you're from Singapore, please. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, Performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your whole solar system. First scheduled for liftoff, new Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. This spaceship is here to guide you on a journey to trim your body, balls, butt, and even your anus. This fourth generation trimmer also features a cutting edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 has a 7,000 RPM motor, a new multi-function on-off switch that can engage a travel lock, and is even waterproof. The Lawnmower 4.0 also has a 4000K LED spotlight you can turn on and off when needed for a more precise shave throughout your travels across the universe. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker. It's like having a little astronaut to chop your worst weeds up top in your nose and ears. The Weed Whacker is also waterproof and uses a 9,000 RPM motor, 360-degree rotary dual-blade system. This nose and ear hair trimmer provides proprietary skin-safe technology, which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate holes. And don't forget to use Crop Preserver ball deodorant and their Crop Reviver toner to help your little planets be on their A game while feeling the sun's heat. Manscaped even threw in 2 free gifts. Their Performance Package 4.0, the Manscaped Boxers, and the Shed Travel Bag. Abort hairy balls and Buzz Lightyear that Woody with Manscaped. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code Showbound at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code Showbound at manscaped.com. For a clean Trinity and beyond, your space balls will thank you. Actually, Cards, quick before we send it, because I've read this ad like 3 times now. I don't know what that means for a clean Trinity and beyond. I know, like, obviously infinity and beyond, but what's Trinity mean? Is that a stupid question?
No, I don't know. Like, does it mean trim? Is it like trying to be trim? I don't know.
Okay, we'll just say if you know that, comment below. Like, let us know what Trinity means. Anyway, with that being said,
wait. This week's all about comments for Rask, especially the people in Singapore.
Yeah, we'll load up the comments, get us fired up. But yeah, with all that being said, we'll now send it over to Cole Sillinger.
All right, and welcome to the pod. We got Silly on this week. Super happy to have you.
Thanks for having me, boys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, so I was just curious, like you just got home from World Jays camp there and you roomed with my good buddy and friend of the podcast, Cole Perfetti. So how was that experience?
Yeah, it was good. I got in a little later, so I had no idea who my roommate was, and I walked in the room and everyone was already at the rink doing their own stuff, and I looked at their key card and I saw Cole Perfetti and I was like, oh boy, I'm in for a week. But yeah, no, real good guy, real nice guy, no, pretty organized, and yeah, just overall good dude. So I'm glad I got through with him and got to meet him.
How was he as a roommate? Did he snore or do anything to piss you off?
No, he was good. We watched the whole Outer Banks seasons in about a couple of days. So we logged a couple hours in that. He's a good boyfriend. He gives his girlfriend a couple of calls, but yeah, he's a good guy.
He's probably logging too many minutes. He'd probably just go to the bathroom, so you throw on the shower so you don't have to hear all the nonsense that he's going on about. Sorry, Katie, if I'm calling you out on the pod right now, but she's a great girl too. So with that being said, so you're born in Columbus, grew up in Saskatchewan though, and you just got drafted by Columbus. So how cool was that for you?
Yeah, very special. I mean, when my dad played there, he met a lot of great friends that we still keep in contact with. So it'll be nice to go back there and see them. And I'm a big golfer, and Columbus has got a couple nice courses. So hopefully get the chance to play a couple of the nice ones down there.
All right, that fires us up. Rask is just getting into golf. I'm a huge golfer.
Yeah, that's what Seth telling me actually.
Yeah, we may have to fly you down for a round here, or we'll figure some time out. But how have things been for you since the draft? Like, what's been going on?
Yeah, I mean, it's been leading up to the draft. Obviously, it was pretty busy with a lot of the Zoom interviews and stuff like that. And then had a pretty good draft.
Cards, is that you dinging?
No, that's Silly.
It might be me.
Classic, leaving the phone on for the interview.
No, yeah, but sorry about that.
No, you're good.
Yeah, no, things are busy there for a bit, and then once draft weekend came, things kind of started to settle down, and just enjoyed the weekend with my family, my friends, and a couple of my Medicine Hat Tiger teammates came down, so it was nice to see them. And then right after that weekend, I was off to the World Junior Camp for 7 days. So now that kind of those two events are over, it's kind of synced in, and just have time to kind of take it all in and kind of just chill right now, which is good.
And yeah, I'm kind of curious. Like, I know some teams have been doing dev camps and stuff. Like, I have to leave on Sunday, and like I know Clarkie has to leave pretty soon too. So like, is Columbus doing any of that, or is it just straight to main camp?
Straight to main camp. We're doing a rookie tournament. I think start to middle of September there. I'm in Travis City. But yeah, I haven't heard anything if I have to go down there sooner than that. But yeah, the expectation is for me to get down there first week of September.
Okay, yeah, Traverse is always a good one. Like, all the boys in SAG seem to always be there. Asking it was pretty close to us, so Fetz would actually take his PJ down, his private jet, and watch the boys in Traverse. So, but other than that, like, what's your off season been looking like this year?
It's been good. A lot of professional hockey players come back and spend their summers in Regina. Know guys like Ryan Murray, Jaden Schwartz, are just some names. So I'm fortunate enough to be able to skate and train with them most of the time and kind of hang out with them, which I think is good for myself. And yeah, I got 2 older brothers here, so I like to spend time with them, like to golf with them, and yeah, just kind of we got 1 good golf course or 2 good golf courses here in Regina, one that I'm a member at, and so basically just golf, train, and skate and spend some time at the lake is my summer.
Yeah, and just another thing they keep adding on. I'm stealing Rask's thunder here. No questions for him. But no, like, I'm just curious. You talk about golf a lot. What's your handicap?
I'm about a 4 or 5.
So right you're around a player.
There, so. Yeah, so I play a lot of rounds.
Are you beating your brothers, or what's the deal there?
Yeah, I got my brothers. My dad's like right with me though. So how it works is me and my oldest brother Owen, we play together. He's about a 10. And my old like Lucas, he's a phantom 12. So he has the ability to be good, but he's a sandbagger a little bit. My dad and I play even, so we get some good matches.
Yeah, that's legit.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's not a bad way to spend the summer. So I want to talk a little more about Columbus, and we'll kind of take you through a little bit of your junior career and stuff, and we'll go more in depth about the draft in a bit. But I'm just curious, because Cardsy and I talked about it on the podcast, I think last week, Columbus making a lot of moves in the offseason, really on the, like, losing a lot of good players. Mm-hmm. And I'm just curious what your thoughts are on that. And maybe it gives you a better chance to make the team. Obviously, they're kind of looking at more of a rebuild, but how do you feel about all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, no, obviously, really, honestly, I didn't really pay any much attention to guys getting moved, whether it was Columbus or anywhere around the league. But now I'm drafting them. I kind of look more in depth in the roster, and yeah, it's obviously a young roster, and like you said, they're going through a rebuild. But for me, I'm just gonna try to do anything I can to crack that roster, whether it's next year and a couple of years to come. So yeah, just really looking forward to getting down there and meeting the whole organization.
How long were you in Columbus as a kid?
My dad only played there for a short period of time. So I was only there for like 2 months, I want to say. But yeah, I've been back there a couple times.
Okay. You ever catch a game as a fan?
No, I've never been to a game, but maybe when I was really, really young. I don't remember it, but yeah. No, I just went down there in the summers, so there was no hockey going on at the time.
Okay.
And yeah, we're just going to send it back to the WHL here. And in your first year, like, you were drafted 11th overall to the Medicine Hat Tigers. So what was that like? I guess it's the Bantam draft there. So how did your Bantam year go for you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the Western Hockey League is a year before, or the draft's a year before the Q and the O. So I was getting drafted at, I think it's 14 years old. So pretty young. And for me, I didn't really know what the best route for me was, whether it was college or the Western Hockey League. So that entire year, just kept my options open, and I was out in the Okanagan Hockey Academy. My brothers were playing there. My dad accepted a job there, so made sense for my family to move out to British Columbia for the year, and really enjoyed my experience there. Really enjoyed my time, and I'm just super excited that Medicine Hat, I guess, sort of took a chance on me that I was going to come to the organization. Yeah, they have all the tools for any guy in the organization to be an NHL player. I'm really happy it worked out the way it did.
Yeah, and we actually had that written down. Like, were you considering college? And now you say that. So when was your decision actually made? Was it like right after the draft, or did they have to like kind of sell you on MedHat a little bit?
I mean, a little bit of both. No, my brothers have went to college routes, and so they had to find their own routes that's best for them. And for me, no, I believe I'm a WHL player, and for me, the CHL is the best development path to get to the National Hockey League, and that's the kind of way I had to look at things. And no, obviously being drafted by such a great organization like Medicine Hat, kind of just had all the tools. For me that I believe I could utilize, and the teammates or my teammates there were great, and the whole coaching staff was amazing. So yeah, that kind of it made my decision really easy once I was selected by them.
And I know like it seemed like a pretty seamless transition based on elite prospects anyway. 53 points in 48 games as a rookie. So what was that year like for you? Was there an adjustment, or was it just straight like go time?
Yeah, I mean, I was up there when I was 15. I played like 4 games in an entire playoff series, so that helped me a lot. I mean, going in that summer, I knew the league, knew my team, knew the whole organization. So when I was 16, I kind of just got to step in right away. And we had a new coach, Willie Desjardins. He put me in positions that I dealt with in the past, and put me kind of in a more of a scoring type role, which I believe benefits my game. And I give a lot of credit to my line mates that year, Brett Kemp and Ryan Tuzowski, two older guys that have been in the league for a while. And it just allowed me, being a young guy, to play with a lot of confidence and just to play my game. So yeah, I mean, overall, just really glad that we started clicking right away, and glad things went smoothly.
Yeah. So I want to touch on your dad quickly. We got a couple fan questions about it, and we did bring it up a bit earlier. But for the listeners who don't know, your dad, Mike Sillinger, like legendary NHL player, over 1,000 games, like almost 20 years in the league. So first of all, just how much of an impact has he had on your career, kind of on the ice as like a teacher and mentor?
Yeah, I mean, no, he's huge. No, he's anytime you have a guy with NHL experience, you're gonna want to utilize him, whether it's your dad or not, right? So, I think the biggest thing I appreciate from him is he understands that his career, what he's done is done, and through all of his ups and downs and everything, he can look back and say he's got a great career. No, but for me, that doesn't open up any extra doors for myself. It's time to kind of create my own path for myself, and he really understands that and gets that. And I mean, the biggest advice I take from him: you can control 2 things, and that being your work ethic and your attitude. Whether it's hockey related or not, depending on the situation, it's your mindset to it, and know how the amount of work you put into it to either keep that situation going in the right direction or try to turn a situation around. So yeah, he's a big part of my success.
Yeah, I like how you said that. That's a really like motivating quote, kind of.
I was just about to say this guy's like Jordan Belfort making a motivating speech here.
Yeah. I just have like one that kind of came to my mind. So my roommate at university, his dad also played in the NHL for like a long time, was like a captain. And he had a really hard time growing up because people are just like, they treat him like some rich kid. They're doing all this stuff. I'm wondering, and he hated people just knowing who his dad was. I'm wondering, did you ever deal with any of that stuff where people just assume things about you because of your dad?
Yeah, I mean, I think the word is jealousy a little bit. I mean, being from a small town, Regina, maybe you have some of the guys that maybe not want to see your family succeed as much as others. So yeah, there's for sure some jealousy and some stereotypes given. But yeah, I feel like for the most part, my brothers and I, and even my mom, we kind of all created a positive rep for ourselves, I hope, and just hope that goes a long way.
Yeah, well, you've definitely stepped out of the shadow now and like made a name for yourself instead of just being his kid, obviously. And do you have any memories of him just when he was playing in the NHL when you were a kid, like going to the rinks, tagging along? Like, tell us about that if you
Yeah.
remember anything.
Yeah, I don't remember much. I was super young when he was going through his career. But yeah, like Rick DiPietro was the stud in New York. He just got like the first overall pick, and he signed that. Like, he think he's still getting paid a couple million a year. He doesn't play in the league anymore. But yeah, he was like my best buddy. He tried to trick me into being a goalie. I remember coming home from the rink one day, and there was like a full set of goalie gear. It had like RD Pietro on one side and then C Sillinger on the other side. So I thought that was pretty special. Got to hang out with him and create a bond with him. And at the time, Mike Comrie was also a young guy in the league, and he was dating Hillary Duff. And my dad took Comrie kind of under his wing in his younger years. So he'd always be over for for supper or glasses of wine, whatever it may be. And Hillary Duff would always be there. So my brothers and I would just be drooling all over. But yeah,
let's go.
those are two good memories I have that really stick out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. That is unreal. That's pretty sick experience. And just to be able to say you have that, especially when you pull up to the show, be like, yeah, boys, like I've already been here. Don't worry about it. But no, I want to touch on the U show a bit. So for those of you who don't know, listening to this, you actually went to Sioux Falls this year, correct? In USHL for your draft year with the uncertainty of the WHL season this year. And kind of how did you make up your mind on that decision or whatnot?
Yeah, it was kind of the end of August where Sioux Falls just kind of listed me as a player. They kind of knew that the CHL and the WHL specifically had some pretty tight restrictions, and the USHL was going to have the opportunity to play. And I was actually down there in the month of October. There were still some transfer issues with Hockey Canada, USA Hockey, Medicine Hat, and Sioux Falls. So unfortunately, I didn't get to play a game, but I was down there practicing. Met the organization, met my teammates and everything. So it was good for me to do that. And I had to really make a decision before January 10th. And the Western Hockey League still wasn't in a great position to play. And with me having that experience of going down there, I knew that Sioux Falls kind of was just a place for me and a place where I could really develop. And we had 10, 11 months off. I believe that I did a lot of things in that time to make myself a better hockey player and a better person. I want to make sure I had the chance to go show that. And for me, I'm a young guy. I'm 18 years old, so playing games is best for my development, best for all of our development paths. So that just kind of went into the decision. And Sioux Falls was a great place. We had like 8,000 plus fans a night. And it was super fortunate to have that opportunity with me being a dual citizen to head down to the States.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. 8,000 a night during COVID. Thank you.
No masks.
No, it's just a free for all there. But a little bit backlash in the States right now with the cases, but we're not going to get into that.
No.
I was just curious. So like, a lot of people debate sometimes like the USHL compared to the CHL, or like they try to rank the CHL leagues. So for a guy who's played in both, which not many have, where do you compare the USHL to the WHL?
I think they're pretty similar leagues, but they're two different playing styles. The USHL, in my opinion, was stronger this year because you had guys coming back from college, and you had other USHL teams that couldn't play, so those guys got distributed to other teams. So if you look at the past USHL years compared to this year, I think this would be the USHL's strongest, like one of the strongest years in their history. And the Western Hockey League, or I guess the whole CHL, I think is a little bit more skilled league. Things happen a little bit more fluent and just a little bit more structure within teams and systems and stuff like that. Whereas USHL, it's an older league. Guys are all 18 and 19 years old, ready to go to college. Kind of a more chip and chase style hockey, greasier league. But yeah, in my opinion, both really good leagues. You see the amount of draft picks that get picked out of them each year. So yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, we had a lot of fan questions about that. Just before we move on, kind of get into the draft a bit, but I want to mention you played with my boy Rhodesy, Sam Rhodes, who Cardsy, you play with him in Barrie?
No, I don't know him at all.
Okay, he played on Barrie like halfway. Oh no, it was you? Yeah, you were there that year, but I guess it was before you came. Anyway, how'd you find Rhodesy? He's the nicest guy there.
Yeah, he's such a good guy. He was a leader of our team, and I actually grew really close to him throughout the year and would hang out with him every time I could. He's a big habits guy. He loves his nutrition. He loves his body. He won't touch anything that's not going to benefit from him. And I actually took that from him. I know we do. We meal prep together or do stuff like that. But yeah, overall, real good guy, real good player, real good teammate.
Yeah, I love that. Let's go. A little Showbound bump for Rhodesy. So yeah, 46 points in 31 games in the USHL, for those who don't know. That's a lot. And did you find yourself, obviously being a top ranked prospect, were you, getting caught up in the noise, like a lot of rankings, a lot of people talking about you? Did you kind of keep tabs on that, or were you just trying to ignore it?
I mean, it was such a weird year where I just tried to ignore it. I mean, no, obviously when there's rankings and you come across them, you're gonna look at them. But I wasn't a guy that really tried to go out of my way just to look at them. I just tried to, take it day by day and do anything I can to make me better the next day, which would overall, help our team and help my success individually.
Okay, and so did it affect you when you see the big rankings when you're like, I should be higher than what I am, or this is too high, like maybe I'm sicker than I think I am? Like, how does that go for your mentality?
I think for me, no, I was a type of player that had a pretty wide range depending on if teams really believe in me or not. A couple things that teams were really sold on was my skating and my first up quickness, and no, I understood that. I knew I need to work on that, and that's something that I dialed in on in COVID time. So I believe I could have kind of went anywhere in the draft, especially with not a lot of, I guess, scouts being able to see a lot of hockey this year. So yeah, I believe I had a wide range, and I'm just really happy that Columbus believed in me and chose me.
Yeah, and speaking about Columbus, like, I mean, you said you had a wide range. I don't know how high you were aiming, but 12th is pretty good to me. So take us through draft day for you and like the moment you were picked and just like everything leading up to it. Where were you and just stuff like that?
Yeah. So like I mentioned, I had my med hat buddies come in. So draft was on the Friday. We woke up. We played actually some golf. I can only play 9 holes, but no, I know my Regina buddies, med hat teammates, family, all played like 5 or 6 tee times. So it was good to get them out to the course. I played 9 holes and had to do some final interview stuff. And then after all that was done, I actually went back. We had a big lunch, kind of just get my mind off of it and get the nerves down. And then after that is, probably around 2:00, went back, just tried to lay down and chill out, talk to my family again. And then I had a local restaurant here in Regina. It's called The Rooftop. It's got a great patio which overlooks kind of downtown Regina, and so yeah, I had a lot of family and friends up on that patio watching the draft. I was downstairs with my family in a little bit of a private room, and no, I didn't even had no idea Columbus made that trade. It was on draft day actually, and I think that the trade was on draft day, and I wasn't really on my phone other than the final interview stuff or try to stay off social media as much as I could. And I saw like the draft order and I'm like, what like Columbus has another pick here. So I got a little bit excited when I saw that. But again, going through the whole draft, I had no idea. I guess anywhere from I got 5th on was kind of, every pick. I'm like, all right, when am I going here? But after who was before? After Ottawa picked, my dad got a text from one of his like Columbus friends, and it was like, let's go. I'm like, what? And then I'm like, that's my thought. Like this maybe could be me here. And every time I talked to Columbus, I had pretty good communication with them, and had a decent idea that they had a little bit of interest in me, but never enough to think that bam, they are going to take me right away. And just really happy once they said from Sioux Falls, Cole Sillinger. I just stood up, hugged my family, and then just enjoyed the night, celebrated with my family and my friends.
Yeah, so obviously a pretty special moment, and like you said, yeah, you're just waiting on the pick. You weren't sure where you were going or anything like that. So like that's wild, man. But like, was it nerve-wracking? Were you just like sweating, like, or what was the deal?
Yeah, I was sweating. I mean, I was more anxious or more excited than anything. I was pretty confident myself leading up to the draft that I was going to get picked in the first round at some point. So I wasn't too nervous. I knew I was going to go to the team that believed in me the most. So I was just more so anxious of where to see who was going to take me, and more excited for after the fact.
Yeah, and like you said, like you didn't have a ton of contact with them, like good communication and everything, but like was there a team, like obviously you don't have to name anybody or anything like that, but like was there a team that maybe you felt better about than Columbus, or was it like, hey, like Columbus is on the clock, I really like this situation?
Yeah, I mean, no, there's teams that you have communication, or there's teams that I thought that I had really good communication with, and teams that I thought didn't have so much interest in me, and then teams that I didn't talk to at all, right? So it was kind of really up in the air. But yeah, I mean, when Columbus had that 12 selection there, I was just hoping and crossing my fingers, and no, glad they picked me.
Mm-hmm. Did you have to do the New York Islanders quiz?
Yeah, the long one there.
How'd you find that?
Yeah, it tested my attention span a little bit, but yeah, it was fine.
we haven't brought that up on the pod in a while, Cards. We used to talk about it like every episode.
Yeah,
legit. Yeah. I got lucky this year, Rask. I didn't have to redo it, so I was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, that would have been a pain.
Any notable to yourself, by the way? Congrats to yourself on.
Hey, cheers, buddy. Yeah, only let's do some math here. 119 picks. Yeah, 119 picks behind Silly, but hey, not too bad.
Yeah, work starts now for both of us. Anyway.
109, I'd say. That's better math. I kind of botched it.
Yeah. Hey, the Islanders are gonna like the mental math skills there.
Yeah, well, it's all right now. We're both not there, so
exactly. San Jose doesn't care. Any notable players or people reach out to you, Silly, after the draft?
McKinnon's probably the coolest one. I was down in Arizona a couple of years ago, and my family's really good friends with Len Berry and the whole Tyson Berry's family. And the Ray Whitney, so their families. So every Easter we kind of get together. My parents spend the winters down in Arizona, so it kind of just worked out where we had a little vacation. And 1 year Tyson brought McKinnon, and I'm like, I remember walking into the it was Whitney's house. I'm like, that's Nathan McKinnon. Oh, shit. I'm like. And then, just got to hang out with him all week, and I was super young. And now I look back on it as real cool experience. So after draft night, he gave me a little text there, and I thought that was pretty special. Then, obviously, a lot of members of the Columbus organization. So I thought that was pretty special too.
Wow, I was not expecting that answer, but that is sick.
Hey, Hillary Duff didn't reach out though.
No Hillary Duff though. No.
Oh man. Have you been I mean, it's probably cooled down now, but did you have to do all the rounds with all the Columbus media, all that stuff, get that going?
Yeah, I'd after I guess on draft night, and then the following couple of days, I did some media with them, which was good. It went well. Do you like all that attention stuff? Is it exciting, or is it a little annoying? I mean, I don't really like. I mean, it's not that I don't like the attention, but I mean, if it's there, I'm gonna do it. I know obviously if it's Columbus asking me to do something too, if it's any of their media, I'm gonna do it. But yeah, I don't really have an opinion towards it. I'm just gonna do it if I'm told to, or someone asks me to. Right? Yeah.
Hey, nice enough to come on the pod though and sit and chat with us. So me and all our listeners appreciate that for sure.
Hey, I just quickly have one thing too. Like Kent Johnson goes 5th overall to the Jackets. Yep. So are you guys boys before? Like, did you know him, or what's the deal there?
I obviously knew who he was. You see his highlight every couple nights is that backhand. But I didn't know him at all. I knew Corson Kuhlman's Columbus's third first rounder D-man. We grew up, played spring hockey together, so I was really, really excited when he got picked. But the first time I met Kent was at that World Junior Camp, and he's obviously a real good player, real skilled, real mature, real humble, and just was really looking forward to meeting him leading up to camp. And just overall real good guy. And I'm glad Columbus took him, and I'm glad I have the opportunity to play with him in the future.
Yeah, that'll be for a dynamic duo down the road, and maybe a potential guest on the pod here, Rask. You never know. So,
him and Perfetti were actually line mates together. I was like, that's not a bad line.
No.
Johnson, Perfetti, Sordiff they were tearing up the camp pretty well.
Yeah, that's not the worst line until Fett started milking his shoulder injury.
Yeah, until he goes, I need some ice. Then orders a steak up to the room.
Oh, yeah. It's such a Showtime thing. He's got the money now. So, I mean, but actually, one thing I heard about you, Silly, I heard you love ice baths.
I love ice baths.
So the boys were telling me you're just ripping ice baths all day at the camp.
Well, yeah. I mean, going through the summer, nobody really skates that intense, right? So after the first skate, all of our legs are killing us. So I'm gonna pop in the ice bath every night for 15 minutes. Doesn't hurt a guy. And Fetz popped in there one time for 3 minutes. He goes, "All right, I'm done. Let's watch Outer Banks." I'm like, perfect.
Yeah. That just separates the boys from the men. Silly's a pro's pro already. We know that he's getting in the ice bath. But
15 minutes though, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a long ice bath. It's good though. It felt good the next day. Yeah.
Pro is pro. You gotta do what you gotta do. Rask, take notes, bud.
That's why I'm here interviewing him and not being interviewed.
We were curious. Like I was actually wondering, like, what's the deal? Like, I'm assuming you can go back to the Dub, no problem. Maybe you make Columbus too. We're not counting that out either. But plan for next year if you don't crack the lineup in Columbus.
Yeah, I mean, no, my rights are back in Medicine Hat now. They transferred over from Sioux Falls when I played my last game there. So yeah, obviously if I don't stick in Columbus, I'm really excited to get back to the Hat next year and kind of reunite with my teammates. I believe we'll be a younger team, but we'll be strong. And I'm already an 18-year-old in that league, so I'm really excited to get back to that.
Yeah, you're a vet now in the league, and I was just curious. Yeah, 03 vet, yeah. I want to get your opinion on this. So if you had have stayed in Med Hat for this year, or if you went to the U show and got like all that practice in before you eventually played, like where do you think you would have gone higher in the draft, or do you think you would have fell?
I mean, that's a tough question. I don't really know, right? I'm fortunate enough that I did get the practice time and was able to play 30 games in front of fans, in front of scouts live. So I think that benefited me in a way. And I think also me having experienced both leagues benefited me. But whether it was in Medicine Hat or whether it was in Sioux Falls, I knew I was going to develop and have a pretty good shot at being drafted where I want to get drafted, just with the work and I put in the off season. So maybe I would have fell, maybe I went higher. Who knows? But I'm glad everything worked out.
Yeah.
You're absolutely buzzing. Columbus is going to be a sick time. You're going to be firing the cannon after you're scoring goals and all that.
Hopefully catch an Ohio State game or two of football.
Oh yeah. Forgot about that. Yeah. Maybe see Jason Day. I think he lives in.
He's a member at Muirfield Village. I actually played Muirfield Village a couple of years ago too. So.
Humble brag too. Maybe see Jack running around too. You never know.
You know what? Like Columbus might be one of the more slept on cities in the league. I mean, I've never personally been to Columbus, but I know there's a lot to do in the area. Do you want to talk about maybe your experiences in Columbus? You've said you've been a couple times. You like the city there?
Yeah, I was pretty young, so I didn't get to really experience it. But I played Muirfield Village. They got a couple. Their downtown's really nice. Real good shopping, real good restaurants, and it's kind of like a mini Nashville, sort of say, right? But not obviously not the climate. But yeah, that's kind of how to compare it.
Okay.
Yeah, good city. Ryan Murray, he's the guy I skate here. He was drafted by Columbus and played there for quite a while. So I still have to chat with him on the ins and out of the city. But
yeah. Get the dinner spots. You're gonna need a fake ID, man. Going to the States, you can't drink till you're 21.
Yeah.
Rask, nobody's here to drink, bud. You're here to get better at hockey. Unlike that's again why you're doing the interview, right? So, actually, I have one thing. I'm just gonna bring it up quickly. Like I just mentioned Jack, and we were talking about golf, and I don't think Rask has a clue who I'm talking about.
Jack?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know, eh? The legend in golf.
Come on.
The guy who created Muirfield Village Golf Course.
I wouldn't know. I have no clue.
You never heard of Jack Nicklaus?
Oh yeah, I know Jack Nicklaus. Okay, I wouldn't have. I don't know where he's. All I know is the name, though, man. You know.
Okay, yeah. I was just curious. So that if you hear people refer to Jack in golf, it's Jack Nicklaus. So
okay. I think as much as you'll give it to me, I think a lot of the listeners might be in the same boat. So I'm happy you cleared it up.
Maybe we'll have to do a fan poll on the Insta. We'll see.
I mean, hey, either way, I'm learning. You're my golf coach, so
Yeah.
you've been teaching me well. Before we send it to the fan questions, just for the listeners quickly, I just found out that Silly doesn't have TikTok. That's fine. Many people don't, but I'm just curious, like, do you think you're missing out on a lot of entertaining stuff?
No, I don't. I try to go no social media for the longest time. Like tried to delete, or I did delete Snapchat and Twitter and Instagram for a bit, but yeah, I mean, no, I'm not missing out on anything. Not a big phone guy, not a big social media guy.
Okay. Well, I've seen a lot of TikToks of like just some Outer Banks TikToks. You know, you see a couple of Sarah Cameron running up the stairs.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss those ones.
Well, yeah, maybe miss out on those, but I'm sure it'll be all right.
No, but my thing is like, what do you do? Like, are you a guy who reads a book before bed? Because like personally, I'm shutting it down. Okay, I'm like a 10-minute TikTok and then bed. Like, what's your like go-to right before bed then?
Just honestly getting my sheets and close my eyes. I mean, not a big reader. If there's something I'm interested in, I'd maybe open it up and read a couple pages or something. Maybe turn on some TV. Just do anything I can to get away from my phone.
Yeah. All right. I like it. Golfer too. Guy. Yeah. I just a man of the past, I guess you could say. Technology doesn't need it.
Yeah. I guess you could say that.
I feel like you guys would be boys, you and Cards, if you lived a little closer. Am I wrong? You think, Cards?
No, I definitely think that, especially from what I've heard from the boys at World Jays camp too. They love them. So I mean,
good.
Yeah, and we get out
first. Pretty good partners in golf too, I think.
Exactly. We take Fetz's money, and actually, I'm going to mention on the pod, I just took 50 off Fetz the other day.
Yeah, good. I love to hear it.
Yeah, a little bit of his ELC.
Yeah.
Yeah, chip away. So, all right, we'll get into some fan questions here, Silly. We got a couple for you. Actually, a decent amount. There were so many. It's hard. Like, some of them are pretty good, so I didn't want to get rid of all of them. But the first one, the one we ask every week, what stick do you use and what specs?
I'm a little bit bouncing around right now. I'm trying some stuff out. But whether it's I'm using a Warrior right now. So Warrior, Bauer, and CCM. I guess true. I'm trying out a lot of brands, but this past weekend at the World Junior Camp, I was using Warrior. Used Warrior most of the year in Sioux Falls. Just a standard P92 curve. A little bit of extra grip, that bubbly grip. 85 flex. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Pretty basic.
Okay, simple. All right. What team did you cheer for as a kid with your dad moving around a lot?
I was always Edmonton. I'm more of a players guy. So like when McDavid broke in league and when Matthews broke in league, I love watching Toronto. I love watching Edmonton. But yeah, growing up, I watched Edmonton. Okay.
Is that why you used 34 this year because of Matthews?
No, I'm always 44, but there was a guy with 44. So I went one, or I guess a couple lower, 34.
Silly was just sending a message to Mats early on. He's like, I'm coming into league next year. I'm dominating you. So I'm going to take your number right now.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I was thinking.
So, I mean, we kind of already talked about this one with the golf, but what do you like to do away from the rink? Maybe other than, is there anything you kind of like to do? I mean, you're not on social media and stuff. What are you doing to stay busy?
Kind of anything. There's a lake. I think I mentioned earlier, but no, my buddies all have cabins or live on lakes. It's just only like 30 to 45 minutes away from Regina. They have the new nice surf boats or whatever. So I love going out there, spending time out there, surfing. Whether it could be surfing, it could be paddleboard and sea doing. Just kind of feel like I'm in my own little world when I'm out at the lake. So it's good.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it's called, but whatever the city, like maybe just north of Regina is. Have you ever been to like, I don't know, it's slipping my mind, but those Al Capone's tunnels up there, wherever.
Oh, Moose Jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was in grade 8, that was our year-end field trip or whatever.
I went there when I was in Regina a couple years ago. And it was sick.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, if anyone's in Moose Jaw, just check that out. Al Capone's tunnel.
Free Showbound bum.
Yeah. Someone asked for the lettuce routine.
Oh, wake up, comb it, put the hat on. Not too much, not too crazy. I got thicker hair, so it flows back pretty well. But I'm gonna chop it off pretty quick here, I think.
No, you gotta save it for the bucket, man. That looks sweet with the bucket on.
I'll start fresh. I'll get it a little bit shorter, then I'll grow it out the whole year. It's usually kind of what I do.
All right, ready for playoffs for mullet season in the playoffs.
Yeah, maybe you can grow a little bit more facial hair next playoff too.
Yeah. Do you have any game day rituals or superstitions?
Not really superstitions. I mean, I like to get into a routine, but if something throws me off that day, I try not to let it bother me. Usually just make sure all my sticks are ready, take a nice bath the morning of, and have a good meal on me.
What's your pregame meal?
Chicken and pasta. Red sauce. I don't touch the white sauce either, and I prefer that chickpea pasta stuff. So.
Okay.
Ooh,
yeah. This one's funny actually, since we talked about Hillary Duff earlier. But who's your celebrity crush?
I'd probably say two. I got two. One's Tate McRae and one's Charlie D'Amelio.
No.
Oh, what?
Well, they're age range, right? So I'm shooting my shot, right?
Hey, this guy, he has like 10,000 followers on Insta and the blue check. You never know. He could probably slide in there and say, "What up, Charlie?" You're going younger with her too. Wow, that's crazy.
I think she's a pretty good looking girl. I think. I mean, older girl would be Megan Fox for sure. I think she's a cutie, but yeah.
I think maybe we got to get Charlie on the podcast and ask her if she'd go out with Silly.
A formal invitation to go out on a date with Silly here, 12th overall pick of the Columbus Blue Jackets. How are you?
I'm actually shocked at that response, if I'm being honest. I mean,
I think it's a pretty fair response.
No, and she's gonna be the richest probably person of our entire generation by the time we're all growing up, you know.
I mean, and she's not too bad to look at. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know what you're saying.
Can I? Let me say something. Cards. She has 100 million followers on TikTok. Very famous. Everyone knows who she is. If you take all that away from her, and you just see a girl who looks like her walking on the street, you don't know who she is. I don't know, man. I think it's the hype. I think she's overhyped.
Wait. I'm cutting.
She's a beautiful girl.
I gotta hop in. He doesn't have TikTok. How'd you find out about her and stuff?
Oh, you just figure it out. Like,
okay,
she's like a mainstream celebrity right now. Like at this point.
Yeah, I think we're giving her way too much talk on the pod right now.
I know.
I do. I love the answer though. Like he's going within age range, and going after something he might be able to get in the future.
I'd be fired up if you ever dated or even just went out with Charlie D'Amelio. I would go nuts. That'd be sick. You better let us know and we'll report it on the podcast. The listeners need to know what's going on with that.
I'll keep you updated.
Okay, we'll go last one here. If you could play with any two line mates currently in the NHL, who would they be?
That's a tough one.
Don't say any Columbus guys too. I don't want to hear that.
McKinnon for sure.
Okay.
He's a bull. He works his ass off, and those are the type of guys I like to play with, down to earth, hardworking guys that will be the drivers of the line. So him for sure. Probably a guy like Patty Kane as well. I mean, super skilled. No, I think I'm more of a shooter. McKinnon's more of a shooter, and Patty Kane can score goals, but he's got a great sense of the ice and can put the puck on anyone's stick from anywhere. So I think that would make up a pretty good line.
Yeah, not bad.
Hey, if anybody from Columbus management listening, you know the trades you have to make now. He's requested his line mates, so make it happen.
Dude, I think I could even put up decent numbers on a line with those guys. Cards.
You could use I could use the other end of my stick and still have some numbers.
that would be a bit silly. That actually, that's a good thing. A little bit silly. That line.
No, it's not funny. I'm not laughing at that.
You don't like that, eh? I got silly on a laugh, but it's.
That was a pity laugh.
No, just to make me feel good about myself. But is that it, Rask?
That's all I got.
But yeah, no, we just want to say thanks a lot for coming on, bro. Really appreciate you taking the time, and just wishing you all the best in when you make it to Traverse here, and hope you make the team this year, and then hoping for your date with Charlie soon too.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Cardsy and Rask, you as well. I appreciate it. Best of luck for with you and everything, and you going to your camps and stuff like that. But yeah, thanks again, you guys. I appreciate it.
I want to thank Silly for that sick interview. Just an awesome guy, and it was really fun having him on. What do you think, Cards?
Yeah, no, like we said before, I mean, just a great dude. Really nice to hear, like, because it's interesting. Like, he went to the U show this year. Like, not a lot of guys do that. WHL guy who played in the U show, like, gets a taste of both leagues. So it's kind of cool to hear about that and the differences and comparisons between the two leagues. And we did talk about him and Fetz watching Outer Banks. Do you watch Outer Banks, or did you watch season 2?
I've watched season 1 and I'm watching season 2 right now. I haven't finished it yet.
Bro, I watched it all.
Do not spoil anything for me.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you anything, but like,
okay.
we're going to wrap it up. We'll have to do a recap once you're done, because like I watched it all in one day. All I'm going to say to you is there's a guaranteed season 3.
Yes, I love this show, man. I'm so happy.
Yeah, that'll fire you up, eh? So
are you getting the Outer Banks TikToks too? Like I mentioned it in the interview. Do you see those ones?
Yeah, I see Outer Banks TikToks every day. They're all over my For You.
Yeah. You see the Sarah Cameron ones too, though? All right, no comment.
No, man. I just see like I saw a hilarious one today on John B. So it's like a John B lookalike, and then just this guy doesn't look like him at all pops out on the camera, and I was crying. I just see so much funny stuff on that app, man. That's why I like just watch it before bed, get a few giggles, then hit the sheets.
Yeah. Not for Silly though. He can't handle the TikTok life.
No, well, he's gonna have to start if he thinks
he's gonna be making TikToks with Charlie D'Amelio. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she'll be pissed at him. Maybe that might hurt his chances.
Exactly.
That's funny. I mean, anyway, we've been going a bit. I mean, this has been a good episode, but Cards, you know the drill. You're the outro guy, so you want to take it away with a yawn?
Yeah, I'm just wrapping things up with my yawn here. Yeah. Okay, so got that one out. Yeah, we're getting late here. So with that being said, no, I just want to wish everyone sweet dreams here tonight. Have a good sleep. No, but have a great week, and we'll catch up with you when I'm in San Jose next week. And me and Rask are going to keep buzzing. So really excited. And yeah, like we said before, drop a comment. Let us know what you think. And we love the support. So have a great week, guys.